My professional practices. My professional practices were from November 20th, 2023 to December 1st, 2023 in Centro Escolar Profesor Enrique Martínez Márquez. And the address is Las Huertas, Cuarto Barrio, Municipio of Huejotzingo, Puebla. I could have some experience during my instance in this school. I had the opportunity to taught with fifth grade and third grade primary school. Let me tell you something about some of my experience during this grade. In the grade with fifth grade, about the control of the group. The control of the group, it is so hard with the first classes. Um, with that depends about the profile of the group. Um, I mean, if the group are talkative or the group are quiet, that depends about your how your class it will going to development. So I had a good experience with fifth, fifth, eighth, and they were so quiet, but the participants, and they could tell me, or well, they could answer me the question that I asked them. And with another hand, we have the group with fifth B. I had a hard experience with them. I mean that it was just a little bit difficult with them to have control with them because they stand up, they started to talk, and they didn't want to pay attention to the class. It was a little bit hard. So, in a nutshell, with this grade, it is important to be clear, to say clear instructions with them, and um, to have order in the classroom. So in another hand, we have the control of the group with third grade. With this grade, um, yeah, I can tell you that it was a good experience for me. Um, but with another group, it was a little bit difficult, as well as with fifth grade. So um, it was a little bit difficult at the beginning because I didn't know nothing about the group. I didn't know about their level of English or how do they are about their personalities, and I think that it is important to know before to start a class. But um, I could have a good control of the group with both grades. And in the case of the tour guide, how I told you, it was a little bit difficult because some students are so quiet, are so, I don't know how to say it, they didn't say nothing about the topic or about anything. And some students were very, very, very good. They were they talk too much. Uh, their level of English it was really really good, and that is the part of the English level. And um, and the part of the control of the group, it was a little difficult because I have to say that in this grade it is important to say clear instructions too as fifth grade because and you have to say so specific with each thing that you say. And another hand, we have the use of the voice. I can say that it was difficult for me because at the beginning I started to talk so loudly. I thought, okay, well, they can that I thought that if I can uh, talk loud, everyone can hear me. But on the last day, I didn't have voice to speak and to say instruction with them, and that it was a problem for me because I didn't had voice to speak. But it is important to speak. Yes, it is important. It is important to say instruction. Yes, it is important. But in this part, I have to say that I have to reduce the teacher talking time and to let them to the students that they speak more and more and more than me because I was talking too much, and they were yes, they were writing, they were speaking, but um, I was speaking too much, or I consider that part. And the part of the use of the word, I can say that in some classes were really good, but in another were um, a disorder. Yes, a disorder. Uh, so in these pictures, we can look at the board that I feel that I had a good a good board management. I think, or I could say that they understand as my letter as the order that was in the board on the board. And in that part, I can say that it is very important to use uh, color marks to write on the board because and to have a good material or a colorful material for them. And well, that is in this part. And in another part, like I said, it was a disorder like this. And this picture, I consider that it was a disorder because in a part that it is in blue, I said that that is the vocabulary that they had to learn, or well, that they asked me, and that they had some questions about it. And in this picture, I didn't had order like this another one. Yes. So in the part of evaluation with fifth grade, in this part, um, I had um some classes with them. It was difficult to have a good evaluation with them, just with some classes around three classes, and it is difficult. But I could have this. We had some questions. I had a topic about survey, and we have uh, to write some questions, and they have to speak with another classmates about these questions. Uh, During this, like I said, they had to talk with another students, and they had to share about their own answers. They already had their own answers, and they had to share with another one that it was asking them. And so I could hear them. I didn't could hear to everyone because it was very difficult. They were around 40 students. It was difficult to um, to hear everyone, but the the students that I could hear, uh, they speak very well. They are trained very well. I know that it is important to give a good pronunciation to them. It is very important because if you don't have a good pronunciation, they are going to repeat it exactly as you are. And so it is very important. But I could tell that they are trying to speak in English, and they could do it very well. I had these pictures about their questions and answers that they had. And These are about the copy that they had about on the board that I wrote. And finally, we have the last class um, an autoevaluación. We have an autoevaluación. I wrote a chart with them, and it is something easy. Asistió a clases, realizó tareas, prestó atención en clase, hizo actividades en clase, and they had to uh, to put a thing about how do they did it, more than 50%, 70% of or 90%. And everyone, I told them that they had to be honest because it is an autoevaluación. And that is how I evaluate with fifth grade. It was a difficult topic about a survey, uh, and so just three classes, but I can say that that is great, that I could evaluate them with these things, with the notes of their notebooks about the questions and answers that they could wrote when they were is that way asking with another students. So we have evaluation with theory rate. With the evaluation with theory rate, we have we were singing some songs, and we had as a homework to draw and to do a family tree. Here in the first picture, we have a family tree about a student. We saw about the members of the family. We have uh, mm, to to draw a family tree about the song, and the song it was about the family. And as a homework, they had to draw a family tree. And with that, with that homework, I was checking during the class. And another hand, during this class, as the last minutes, we could draw a hint about the song, about daddy finger, mommy finger, brother finger, and they had to draw them. And finally, we had the book. They had to answer the group, to answer the book, and I were checking their answers in during class. We have this another one about the song about hockey pokey, and about the family it was finger family. With the hockey pokey, it is the same thing. We had to wrote, well, to answer the book about the words that we had to identify about the song, and we were singing that song. And here in the middle of the of of those pictures, we have another family tree. So in the part of the strange, the part of my self evaluation, I can say that during my classes, some students are my classes are with low stress and anxiety. Why? Because with I had well I try to do my classes, uh, creating a trusting environment, uh, with as a class that the students can um, uh, go go with me and to ask me, hey teacher, how do we say this word? And that is important. Why? Because they feel good with the teacher and they feel good or confident with that class. They are trusting in the teacher during that class. And I consider that grade and that the class are well is with a low stress and anxiety. On the other hand, I had to take in their interest about some video games, some sports, and I think that my classes were so active with them. Were some active with them because um, we were busy all the time. We were writing, we were speaking, we were sharing ideas and some things that it was about the class. Opportunities. I consider that I need to improve a lot of things, but some of them are about the poor management. The poor management, like I said, it was in this picture. It is a disorder totally, but I had to improve that time. And on the other hand, like I said, um, the teacher talking time. It is important to reduce that time because I need to hear the students how do they are talking, how do they think, and yes, I think that. And like I said, yes, also too, it is the part of the use of the voice because I didn't have voice with them. In this picture, um, I didn't have voice. I tried to speak, but I didn't have voice. In that class, I gave them the opportunity to speak, to speak so much. Um, Another hand, to improve totally the clear instructions. Um, to say an instruction, and a specific instruction, it is important with any grade, with fifth grade or third grade, it is important because they could understand another thing or other things that are not about the class. Yes, and that is important to have into account when we say an instructions about the activities. So finally, uh, in a nutshell, my experience it is a good experience with this primary school. I could know a lot of the students that are making an effort to study here. Um, During with third grade, I think that they are so effective and they can see you as a person to follow or to be when they wrote. And the part of with fifth grade, I think that they need a teacher that can understand them with their interest or with their problems. I could say that they have a lot of problems with their families or with another kind of things, and that is my experience with this grades.